Hello trips and welcome back to Hanning's Rest. This weekend I went to the Callander Toy Fair. That was the 12th of April, and as usual I spent way too much money, bought way too much stuff, but I'll show you here now, alright? Now the first thing I bought was a Lima Loco, right, and it cost me £59. There's a number on the back, on the side of the box. There's nothing on the other end there. Alright. Now here's the Loco here. It's a Lima Class 40. And it is in superb condition. In fact, it looks brand new to me. Now have a look at this end, right. It's got a nice wee warning symbols, the imitation lights. From buffer beam and that there, because being Lima there's no sprung buffers or anything like that on it. It's got a big decoupler hanging out the front of it, which I should be able to remove if I drill out that rivet. Alright, now I'll go on the side of it then. Right, now there's some really nice detailing on this. As you can see, there's the little plate up here, the numbers really printed really well. The W up there, it's like some kind of information plate on it. The line and dartboard logo. All the handrails and all that are all picked out in paint, they're no separately fitted. There's no interior detail in this thing, but hey, who cares? Right. It also has a name on it, I believe, which Atlantic Curveyor. There we go, a little warning sign up here for the overhead cables and that. There's the other end. So the grills and all that are all quite well picked out on it. Now have a look at the bogies. Bogies are quite well detailed, there's some quite good relief on these springs. The rivets are quite well reproduced. The axle boxes are quite nice, sandpipes, etc. So for a model its age, it's actually pretty good. The battery boxes are good. Little handles and stuff on them, all sorts of bits and pieces. That bogie is much the same. This end is much the same. As you can see, there's little window wipers. They're not separately fitted, they're just marked out on the glass, on the plastic for the glazing. Front buffer beam detail's quite good. There's a representation of front doors on there as well. Don't know how well you pick that up in this. Anyway, we'll go on the other side. Which is much the same as the first side we looked at. Again, there's no detail in that end of the cab. We've got to the roof. There's no mould mark on this. The doors on the bonnet are nice. Well, this is a vent or something like that that's on that. It's not a mould mark in it. Body detailing on the roof is quite good. Let's get this back into focus. There we go. That's quite smart. Now, as I said, it's like a brand new locomotive. We'll stick it on the track and see how it runs. I have gave it a slight oil and stuff before I did this video, so we'll get it on the track. We'll have a look at what else is in the box, right? A bugger to put on the track right enough. Right, anyway, we do have some destructions in the box. See if I can get them out with one hand. I don't even know what's in them, so I haven't even opened these up yet. So I think I can show you where the head codes go. Alright, and in the box there is head codes. And there's the little plates that cover over half the head code. So all the detailing and all that's all in the box separately for it, you know, so I really don't think it's been used that much, if at all. To me it was as if somebody's bought it and just left it. They haven't bothered with it. But anyway, we'll go to the drone now and have a look at it going round the track, alright? Right, here it goes. Been reasonably quiet. It is pulling some Hornby coaches right enough. But as I say, it's reasonably quiet. It's running it. That's at 50 on the Gauge Master controller. See that? There you go. Aye, I'm quite impressed with that. And for 59 quid, can't complain. Excellent model. Right, on to the next thing. Troops, this is the second thing I bought. It was a BR Class 29 by Hornby. It cost me £55. I'll show you the number on the end of the box. The box is a bit knackered, but there we go. The number is R080. It's a BR Class 29 in green. Can you picture it? Alright. I'll show you the real thing now. There it is there. And I think for its age, it's quite a smart looking wee loco. We'll have a proper look at the side of it now. You see there's a builder's plate and the number and all that on the side of it. The handrails are separate metal ones, which is very unusual. The molding along the side is really nice, or the riveting and that's quite smart. The vents are nice. Line and dartboard logo's smart. Again, these vents are nice. These doors are nicely moulded with the hinges and all that. There are more wee vents, more separate handrails. The print on the other side. I do like the way the windows have been picked out in this. They're not separately fitted, well, the glazing separately fitted, but the surrounds aren't, they're just painted. And they've done a really good job of it. Now look at the bogies now. Quite good relief in the bogies, quite well detailed. Quite smart. The battery box and that. You can see the motor that runs it there. I know it's a Ringfield motor and a lot of people are like, like Ringfield motors. I actually quite like them. They're so easy to work on, they're so reliable. Fantastic engines, and motors for these engines. Right, again, marked out windows, window wipers, they're no separately fitted or anything. The head code in here doesn't light up or anything like that. Doesn't have sprung buffers on it. The big decouplings on it. The inside of the cab is reasonably well detailed. Once you put a crew in that, that's going to look super smart. That end's much the same. Alright. The other side. Well, that was the first side. This side's much the same. You're cutting down and up along the roof. The roof's quite smart, no mould marks or anything like that. The grille painted in black here. It's no separately fitted or anything, I don't think. No, it's not. Then all the hatches, etc. are all quite well done. Right, so we'll shove this on the track and I'll show you what was in the box. In the box there was some destructions. It's a massive sheet. It's got the date of when it was made. 5th of the 9th of 79. There you go, there's locomotive operation and maintenance, hints on running in, maintenance of your loco, the types of motors and that are in it. Down here for some reason there's a picture of a Western. The other side, it's lubrication and maintenance of all the different types of motors that you get, including the ring field, which is what's fitted in this. Also how to lubricate your locomotive itself, how to change or adjust the brushes that are in this, how to lubricate it, what to use, general locomotive information, stuff like that. A bit about television suppression and all that kind of nonsense, right? Right, now we're going to show you it around, right? We'll set this off on the track now. And it is really quiet, it's been really well looked after, this model. I actually bought it off the guy who used to own it. Just an old guy who was slimming down his collection of locomotives and rolling stock. And it's almost completely silent, isn't it? And for a ring field, that is superb. Right, we'll leave that to run round. Well, as I was saying before I sent it up the ring, I'll leave that to run round while I look at the other stuff that I got, right? Right, now I bought some wagons, so I got a couple of Wren wagons. This one was £6. And it's a Fison's press wind wagon. Now, I do really like Wren wagons. I got one of these, same as this. A previous show, I think it was the Irving show. And I was so impressed with it. I've been on the hunt for some Wren wagons ever since. And I got this one, and it was only £6. Again, quite well detailed. I do like the metal chassis on it because it adds weight. And it runs absolutely fantastically. Look at that. Right, on to the next one. The next one was also a Wren. Now there's no window in this box, I got it for £5. And it's a salt wagon. Is it Cerebos, I think? Cerebos. And there it is there. Now it's a crack looking wee wagon. Again, it's weighty. Metal ladder on it. Quite well detailed bodywork. Again, the metal chassis. I wish they'd bring these back, these metal chassis. Again, good wee wagon. And it rolls nicely too. Right, I also picked up 2 brake vans. Now this one was £8, the Bachmann. And it's 20-ton brake van BR grey. Alright, I'll show you the wee brake van. It needs a bit of dust, this thing, but I liked it. I thought it was quite smart with the wee separately fitted handrails and all that. One of them was a bit broken, but I can go with that. But what I did like, somebody's fitted windows and lights. Well, the windows may actually came with the lights, didn't they? The lights have definitely been separately fitted. You see, there's one missing off of there, but we'll get another one at some point. Then the wheel umpires and that are nice. You see the separately fitted handrails and that. The wee buckets and stuff. Reasonably well detailed buffer beam, etc. The moulding along the side is really good with the builder's plate and whatever it is, the information that's on the side. The rivets and the axle boxes and the brakes and that are quite well done. Yeah, Bachmann, and it's got any M pockets fitted, this one. And it does roll quite nice, this one. Helps you put it on the track like that. There we go. Again, £8, can you beat it? Right, on to the next one. Again, it was another Bachmann brake van, and again it was £8. Got a 20-ton brake van, BR grey, unfitted. Right, £8, can you beat it? Right, there it is there, there's a wee brake van there. Now again, somebody's fitted lights to it. I thought it was quite good with the lights on it and that. Buffer beam detail's quite nice. I don't think there's any glazing, no, there's no glazing in this one. But the handrails they're just moulded on in this one. Print along the side's nice, the planking's well picked out. And the wee ducats have got, they're no glazing and they're just grey plastic. I think this is an old mainline moulding. As you can see there, the rivet in the brake detail, the actual boxes and that along the side. Quite a good wee runner, it's not bad. And it's a screwed on kind of couplings. So, not bad, we'll stick it with the track here. Show you it rolling. Not too bad, not quite as free as the other one, but it's still not too bad. Right, now, on to the last lot, right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are just these generic long bay things. Just be different. Liveries on them and that. I also picked up a prime pork wagon. I do have one kicking about somewhere, but I think it's knackered. This one needs a good clean. I got it for £3. These were like £10, £11, something like that for a whole bag of them. They just came in a bag. I got them in class 40 from Lathamman Models. And the guy he sells he's really nice. The 40, when he took it out of the box to show me it was missing a buffer, so he went away and dug out another buffer for it and put it on it and that. So I was quite pleased. Alright, we'll couple all this up and we'll put it on behind that 29. And we'll watch that roll down on it. Right, we'll set it off on the track now and see how it goes. It's going in quite well. A nice wee rake of mixed freight. And it's left a brake van behind on it, so probably obviously coupled that on properly. So we'll stop it there up, alright. Right, now we're off ski. And it's rolling in there really nicely. And it's running at 30% on the gauge master controller. I've now got the 40 running at 40 on the gauge master controller, so we'll see how that gets when we come in round here. See how smooth it runs. How good is that? And from a normal viewing distance, apart from the big massive coupling hanging out the front here, you would never know the difference between that and a fully detailed top flight model. At what, quarter of the price? I beat it. Alright trips, right, I'll leave you with some more drone shots of these getting round and stuff. Alright. And I did say at the end of the last video I'll be showing you what I've got done on the layout recently, but obviously that was a pile of rubbish, you know, because I just went bolt there rolling stock locomotives, you know. I made you a video about it, right? Oh, we've had a catastrophe. Oh, a brick van coming undone there for some reason. Oh, we'll send it back in again. No, it's not coupling up very well. And what it is the heights of the two couplings between the two brake vans are very slightly different. The one at the back is a tad higher than the one in front of it. But it's only for running around for this video anyway, because they'll never be run two together anyway. Alright, so if you like this kind of rubbish, remember, like, share, subscribe. You can see my progress with this layout and all the bargains that I buy and stuff like that. I won't be buying any more locos for a good while now. I've got plenty to be getting on with. I've got one other thing that I need, or that I want, apart from a Ginty. I've got an old Ginty, but I might be looking to replace that very shortly-ish, if I can get one at a reasonable price. The one I've got is one of the old Triang jobs, and it's not it doesn't like this track very much. It doesn't like the points, shall we say, because it's got wheels like dinner plates, you know. Right, troops, so these have got a couple of running shots of these two trains going in. I had to take one of the brake vans off because it kept coming uncoupled. So, aye, oh aye. And these, that one, and that one, I'm going to replace the wheels on them because they're plastic wheels. The other one's already had its wheels because somebody's done that for me. So, aye. Probably the next video is big wheels and couplings. Great for me. The other reason that I got these is so I can weather them. Just to see if weathering them does make them look a bit better. Once there's a load in them and they're weathered, I think they'll look a whole lot better than that self-coloured plastic. Especially the blue one and the red ones, you know, they're a bit bright and plasticky, but as I said, it was my intentions to weather them, so hopefully they'll turn out alright. Okay guys, I'll shut up this time and let these go. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, cheers now. Bye.